B&B Entertainment here today. We are doing another tier list. This is the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So, let's go ahead and get started on this one. This has a hit and miss, but the best part about these movies is Robert Englund played Freddy Krueger every single time except for the remake. And that's the last one we're going to talk about, so we'll go ahead and just jump straight into this. Now, the first one, the original, probably one of the best out of the franchise, I would say. But you already know that one had really scary horror elements to it until it started getting kind of goofy on. So this one's going to go straight up to dreaming, no matter what, always. Now, on to the next one, the second movie. I didn't have a problem with this one. I grew up watching it too. It was pretty good. I just didn't like there's a certain time or certain things in this one that I didn't really care for, because like they just went from Nancy to Jesse, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I really like this one. I would pretty much rate it up there with the top, but it's not the top, so I would put it as good because it just has a certain scenes that's like to me. But that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump straight to the third movie. Now this one's called Dream Warriors, I believe. Yeah. And then there's the Dream Master and the Dream Child. Okay, yeah. These three right here feel like they could be a trilogy on their own, in a way. But this one did something really good. It brought Nancy back as a doctor for the new, I think her name was Kristen character, and she was played by Patricia Arquette, which is a great actress, by the way. I really enjoyed this one because they were in an asylum type thing, or a Weston Hills Sanitarium, I mean, whatever you call it. And she could like, how could you say it? Like she could like pull people into her dreams and make them strength, like make them strong, however. But they had some pretty decent kills, pretty cool visuals in it. I really enjoyed this one, so I would rate this high up there. I would put it as dreamy with the original, in my opinion. I kind of like that one more than the second one, but I don't see the next two going either up here at all, in my opinion. So we'll just see where that goes. A Nightmare for the Dream Master. Now, this is where. Oh, by the way, the third movie had the guts to kill Nancy off. That's crazy. But it's still a good movie in general, so it's up there. And plus, you had Lawrence Fishburne as one of the doctors in there. That was pretty cool. A young one. But anyway, on to the fourth one, the Dream Master. This is where it kind of got a little goofy. They took Patricia Arquette's character and they recast her for some odd reason. I think it was because she was pregnant or something. I don't remember. But they pretty much made her. They brought everybody back from the other movie, the third movie, besides her, and they had another character. I think her name was Alice. They introduced, which is she's gonna be like the main character to the next movie, and the end of this one. Because in this one they fucking kill off everybody from the last movie, even Kristen, and then it introduces like Alice and like two other guy and girl, and they end up getting killed off, but Alice don't, so she's gonna be the main in the next movie. But this one is not as pleasable to me as the first three. I would put it so much as watchable, maybe. I might change that, I don't know yet. But we'll go ahead and jump straight to the next one, which is the fifth one, which is the Dream Child. I'm just going to tell you, I did not like this one. I really didn't care about the child situation where they brought him in as Krueger's kid or some shit like that. I don't know. But, I mean, it continued the story, the third and fourth movie, and It just kind of went left field. It was like too much crap going on. I don't know. It was just silly, man. But I'm gonna have to put it as snooze fest. I did not enjoy that one. Like I've watched it and I tried to watch a video about it and I was over falling asleep on it on a video, not a movie, not the movie, a video. Not because the person doing the video is bad. I don't actually like watching their videos, you know. But that, just the movie itself, has just put me in a sleep state. So that's why it's a snooze fest. But anyway, on to the next one. This is where it starts to get interesting. Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. Now we already know how these final movies go, like Jason, final chapter, etc., etc. It's never the end. It's never the end. Uh, this one I really thought was really good. This one is a different take. It had none of the other characters in it. This is a different story, pretty much. Um, it came into the main character being Freddy's daughter, and she learned that, and then she used that at the end because she was mad because he had killed her mother, but pretty much right in front of her, before he had become Freddy Krueger, the dream killer, you know. He was the human form then, and it showed how he kills her mom, and she gets pissed off, and she goes and fights him. Goes in like has some 3D glasses on, and she goes to his world and brings him to her world, etc., etc. You know. So I'm gonna say this one I really liked. I would put it up there with the top two, and I would probably say that it's behind the third movie. I liked it a little bit less than the third one, but it's really good. So these are pretty decent. And then we're gonna just get straight to the next one. This one's a New Nightmare. So Wes Craven made this one. I think he made like all these. I don't remember. Or he made. I know they made the first one. I believe. I could be wrong. I gotta look this up. Hold on a minute. Wes Craven is a very amazing director, and R.I.P. man. He made Scream and all that, you know. So yeah, he made the original and the New Nightmare. I don't know if he made the other ones. He made three. See, that's why they're up there, you know. He made two. He made four. I guess he made them all. Freddy's Dead, yeah. Huh. Well, anyway, Wes Craven, you know, good actor, good director. Sorry. This one is a really different take to me. It kind of confused me in a way, but that didn't take away from the movie because they brought Heather Langenkamp back, which is Nancy, and it's supposed to be like she has a kid. This one really had the horror element to it. Like this one scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I ain't gonna lie to you. He had a different look. He was the same Freddy, but he had like a darker tone to his face, you know, as you can see in the picture. This is about like I'm gonna explain it to you the best way I can because it kind of confuses me still in a way. Like Heather's there as Heather, not Nancy. It's like she's an actress, like the Fourth Wall movie type shit, you know. And then he comes back into the real situation and going after her kid and all that. So it's pretty much like a movie inside of a movie in a way, in my opinion, the way I take it. But it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I would so much just put it up there with the top. I would honestly, if I was to sit down right now and watch this, I could watch it. I think it's really good. I would put it up there with the original, honestly. Yeah, I would. Now we're getting to the not so Freddy itself movie. You know what I mean? Because Freddy versus Jason, something fans have wanted for so long, and it took like I think 15 years to accomplish that. So it's a big accomplishment. Freddy versus Jason. Let me get this started. I watched this in theaters, and I was not disappointed. I really thought it was well done. The storyline to it, of why he's because they took that story from the end of Freddy's Dead and the other originals and processed it into this, because Jason's dead and Freddy was saying that everybody forgot about him because he's dead, pretty much, and he ain't getting no power because he's forgotten. So he's going to bring Jason back to life so he can put fear to the Elm Street kids now, so he can come back and haunt them to get his power back. But then it turns out that Jason, he's a blood killer. He's not going to stop. He just starts killing and killing and killing. He doesn't stop. Then Freddy gets pissed off, and then him and Freddy start fighting. And it just has a little backstory between the characters of Freddy, why they're there, and this and that, and then they bring Freddy and Jason together in a way. And it's a very interesting story, man. It's really good. I enjoy it. I could watch it again. I mean, I've watched it plenty of times when I was younger, and I've not recent, but I have watched it like a couple of years ago or so. It could be another year to year thing, If I had to rate this one, I would put it above Freddy's Dead for sure. Just because it's not only Freddy Krueger, I would put it after New Nightmare, because New Nightmare is it's fucking wild. Alright, on to the last one. Now this is where it gets interesting and tricky. Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Now, fans were speculating, and I was speculating when it first got announced, if Robert Englund was going to return. Because nobody is Freddy Krueger besides Robert Englund. They got, I forgot the dude's name, but he was Rorschach in Watchmen. He's a great actor. Let me tell you this right here, right now. I don't have a problem with him being Freddy. It was just the way they made him look. Like, he actually did an amazing job as Freddy Krueger. I will give him that. But the way he looked, the story, the characters, I kind of didn't like. They didn't feel good to me. They didn't feel watchable. I didn't go to sleep on it. It's not a nightmare. It wasn't watchable, but it was good. So, you already know where I'm going to put this, probably. It's not dreamy. But I'm going to give the man his dues, because I thought he was a really good Freddy Krueger for the remake. I didn't have a problem with him being Freddy after I watched it. I was like, okay, he's not bad. But he's not Robert Englund for sure. Nobody could take that role. But I'm going to go ahead and put it up here where I'm going to put it. It's going to be on good. I'm going to put it after 2, of course. I liked it better than 4 and 5. I will say that. 4 and 5 was just, I don't know. It was too campy for me. It was goofy, But like I said, the characters were bland. The movie was a remake. It showed like his backstory of what happened and how he became Freddy Krueger, and the kills in it were not bad. The gore, the horror shit was really good. So that's why I kind of rated it high. If they would have, his look is not terrible, but they would have fixed it just a little tad instead of the way they did, then it probably would have been a whole lot better. It probably would have been one of the best remakes for horror movies in a way, for real, like the way they look, but not the movie itself, just the way it looks. But with that being said, that's my tier list for this. I think it's pretty solid. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that. Much love. Always stay humble. Remember that. You guys have a good night.